Innuendo, Book 5 of the Todd Mills Mystery Series. Author, R.D. Zimmerman. Publisher, Scribble Pub Press, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Narrator, Eric Aust. Chapter 40. The following morning, Todd realized what he'd known all along, that not only was it a gift to find someone to love, but that a relationship was an extraordinarily fragile thing. He sat in his office at WLAK, the blinds turned shut, and the glass door not only closed, but locked. And now it was pushing 10 o'clock, and Rawlings and he still hadn't spoken since their confrontation outside Chase's mansion last night. Todd wanted to pick up the phone. He wanted nothing more than to call Rawlings, but what in the hell would he say? He simply didn't know, for he was, after all, even more confused than he had been last night, and the reason for that was simple. Tim Chase had called an hour ago not simply to say hi, but to ask Todd to stop by the house again tonight. Holy shit, why? Why did megastar Tim Chase want to spend a third evening with Todd? And where the hell was this thing going? Todd had no idea, just as he had no idea where he wanted it to go. Suddenly, the phone on his desk started screaming, and Todd all but jumped, hoping it wasn't a tip caller. He cleared his throat and picked up the receiver. WLK, this is Todd Mills. Hey, it's me. Todd could recognize that deep, easy voice anywhere, anytime. What he didn't recognize, however, was Rawlings' tone, which was all but despondent. I just wanted to call and stumbled Rawlings. I'm glad you did. I was sitting here wanting to call you, but not knowing what to say. So, where do we go from here? I don't know, bluntly Rawlings asked. Are we over? Oh, God, said Todd, pressing the phone flat against his ear and feeling that perhaps his heart just might break. I hope not. Me too. I don't want that either. But what? I don't know. I'm sorry, Rawlings. I've just got to say that. I'm sorry. You're a wonderful person. The best thing that's ever happened to me. But suddenly I'm just so confused. Why? You don't have to be. You know, you really don't. Things just got a little muddy. But we can go on. We can just sort of learn from this, and move on. Can't we? Rawlings, ventured Todd, determined to be honest and straightforward. Tim invited me over again. He wants me to come up by tonight. I don't know if he's really doing research or shit. Oh, I really don't know if he's in fact gay. Come on, Todd, you can't be that stupid. Maybe I am. Todd hesitated, then added. On the other hand, maybe I just need to find out something. Maybe I need to be sure. Sure what? Sure that there really wasn't such a thing as the one and only, that special person, the person, that prince on a horse, and that Tim Chase wasn't the man Todd was meant to be with for the rest of his life. Shit. All that Todd did know was that he couldn't wash Tim Chase from his mind, and that, yes, a huge wave of infatuation had knocked Todd over and was not only on the verge of sweeping him away, but tugging him from the coast of Rawlings. Didn't he need to find out if Tim Chase was the one with whom he was supposed to live happily ever after? Finally, Todd, albeit weakly, replied, Listen, Rawlings, I just don't want to have any regrets, that's all. Great. I don't want you to end up with me as your second prize either. Wait, I didn't mean that to sound so... You realize, don't you, that we're about 2 inches from putting Chase under close investigation for the murder of Andrew Lyman. What do you think of that? Rawlings, come on, cut it out. You know he didn't kill anyone. Right, and neither did a certain other celebrity kill. Out of nowhere, someone started pounding on his door. Todd rubbed his head with the heel of his hand, but couldn't think. Didn't know what to do. The heavy knocking on his door went on, but instead of ignoring it, which he easily could have, Todd seized the opportunity. Rawlings, someone's here. I gotta go. A voice outside his office called. Todd, you got a Federal Express package. Listen, pleaded Todd into the telephone receiver. I'll call you back. When? In an hour. Maybe I won't be here. Please, Rollins, let's just both calm down and clear our heads. I'll call you back in an hour, and then we'll figure this out, okay? Sure, replied Rollins, who then slammed down the phone. Todd lowered the receiver back into his cradle and then just sat there. Could things be any muckier? No, not at all. He just didn't know what to do, what to think. Why in the hell would he even be tempted to jeopardize his relationship with Rollins? On the other hand, why did he feel so deeply touched by Tim Chase? And how had Chase done that, gotten to Todd so easily, so quickly, and why? A few moments later, Todd rolled his chair over and cracked the door. A large express envelope fell halfway in, and Todd grabbed it, then shut the door again. At first, it didn't make any sense. He wasn't expecting anything. Or was he? He glanced at the label, saw that it had been sent from New York. Looking more closely, he realized that Suzanne Levine at the National Times had fulfilled her promise. Ripping open the envelope, a note and a back issue of the weekly rag tumbled out. Dear Todd, fun talking with you today. I hope life is great out there in Minnesota. Here's the back issue. All best. Suzanne Levine. Todd picked up the old issue of the National Times, and the headline in big bold print jumped right out at him. Mean Queen Chase denies 7-year gay romance and buries boyfriend in poverty. Right beneath that was nothing less than the studliest photograph Todd had ever seen of Tim Chase. His hair whisked back, the eyes warm and dark and seductive, the smile flashing. Everything about him said cute, adorable, hunky, sexy, charming, friendly, disarming, engaging. And all of it, Todd knew in his heart of hearts, was absolutely true, and then some. He'd held Tim Chase against him, groped that gorgeous body, and bathed in his charm. He wondered what it would have been like doing the act with Chase, and then he found himself wanting to do nothing more than just that. Chase had to be gay, didn't he? After all, Todd had felt the passion, seen it, heard it, right? Rollins drifted out of Todd's mind. Chase surged in, and Todd imagined seeing lots more of Tim Chase. He pictured himself going back to that big house, spending the night, spending many nights. And then, how serious might it be? Could it be? But was that the life Todd wanted? A life with one of the most famous men in the world? Maybe not. But dear Lord, he was just so handsome, so nice, so... Who in the world would be fool enough to turn him down? Todd's eyes tore back through the article, reading yet one more time about Tim Chase's romance with Rob Scott. Yes, it had to be true, didn't it? Tim had to have been in a long-term relationship with this guy, whom the journalist Maria Galore described as a beauty of a blonde, and if so, Todd didn't doubt that Tim Chase had thrown him out either. But had Scott really been beaten up and bruised? Had Tim hit him? Or could Rob Scott have been something like drunk or high, in which case, could he have fallen? And if they'd been together, why had they blown apart? What had prompted the fury that had consumed the relationship? There was a story behind the story, but the one that had surfaced and been served to the American public was by no means. Todd knew the truth. No, America got what it wanted. A vindicated prince. The court of laws had made sure that the real story remained buried. Flipping into the inside of the issue and the rest of the piece, Todd recalled the other articles he'd read on LexisNexis, including, of course, the one about the photograph of Chase in the arms of another man. Todd hadn't seen it, but he now realized that it might not have been doctored. That it could, in fact, be real. All the other post-trial pieces about Chase winning those $8 million for slander could easily have been crap as well. Products of Hollywood studios and PR firms. The inside of the issue was a gallery of photographs of the world of Tim Chase, including pictures of his gorgeous wife, Gwen Owens, their son, Jack, their L.A. mansion, numerous photos of Tim and his horses, Tim flying a jet, and even Vic, the loyal bodyguard. Not to be missed, of course, were the photos of Tim's alleged former boyfriend, Rob Scott. And Todd's eyes caught there on the face of the handsome blonde. And handsome he was, his chin small, his smile sweet. The two must have made quite the beautiful couple. Todd ran his right hand over the National Times, pressing the pages flat against his desk. Staring blankly at the photographs of Tim Chase and his world, Todd was wondering if a life with any star, particularly one so closeted, could actually work, when suddenly he saw the answer that had so far eluded not only Rawlins and him, but also the entire police force. Yes, studying one photograph in particular, it was all too clear who had, in fact, slit young Andrew Lyman's throat. A Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold: to offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides, and in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.